Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a minute since I put anything out here. Um, I just wanted to show you guys my new toy. I've become quite the Positive Grid fanboy apparently, and the latest is this Positive Grid Riff. So I bought the Positive Grid 40 watt amp, and then I got the Positive Grid Go, and I just noticed on their site this guy, and I thought, let's give it a try. And then we spent a week recording. I had a group of guys out here, and gal, and we recorded quite a few different guitars through there. We recorded some bass, and we recorded even a violin. And I think I got the best violin results that I've ever gotten. So let me give you a quick little run through. Let's play around. Let's record a couple of simple tracks and let you guys see what this thing will do, because honestly, really cool. And I'll talk about the pros and the cons that I encountered along the way and how I dealt with both. So let's go. So we will be using FL Studio, and I've got it all set up here. It's really cool when you add the Positive Grid bias amp to your channel. You get quite a few controls. One of the things that I found really trippy is, of course you can select your head and you can select your pedals, various different pedals. But what's really cool is you can actually select your cabinet and the mic placement on your cabinet, and you can add a couple different mics as well. Like if I want to add a ribbon mic along with this guy, I have two different mics. You can select, different styles, SM57. I'm not even sure what some of these are, honestly. I'm not that savvy. But really cool. You can drag effects in, drag them out, and just like with the Positive Grid Spark amps, you have your cloud download. You can do saves of presets, and we've done quite a bit. This one song we recorded had quite a few guitars and bass. We had a lot of fun. So I'm going to reset everything. I'm going to set us up, and we're going to do a new song, very basic, just so you guys can get a feel for kind of a basic guitar track and how easy it is to work with this unit. So here's our Positive Grid Riff unit. Now, if you look on the back, you'll find that it has a USB micro and an output port. I suppose that's so you can run an amp. I wish they had USB-C, but you know what? Works just as good as, So on this side we have our input for our guitar and our headphone jack, and on top we have a knob and a display. And you can see here we have input level 5. You can push down and you can change our output is at 50. Push again, direct, again tone, and just pushing down on the knob gives you the chance to cycle. Then if you turn the knob, you can change the setting. Really cool. This also gives you some access to the Bias FX software. You can control it from here. Kind of a cool little integration using this interface over just a regular interface if you're going to be using Bias FX. So one thing that I have done is I have a I forget the millimeter of this thing, 4 millimeter, 2 millimeter, something, I don't know. But this is like a standard headphone jack. I have this running out to a double RCA, so I can plug it into my amp, and I just plug the guy in right to the headphones, so I can actually interface my speakers to my this interface. Here's a crazy thing. I haven't been using the Positive Grid Riff driver, ICO driver. What I've been doing that's been working better for me is I go into my audio settings, and I am actually using the standard ASIO for all V2, and that has been working great. Now, one thing you're going to want to do if you want to be able to monitor yourself playing the guitar through an amp sim, you definitely want to crank this guy down. I found that around 100 is usually pretty good. You'll see here it says 3 milliseconds. That's pretty low latency. You don't really notice a problem. So been running it there. Occasionally what you wind up getting is things will get a little out of sync or something. It's like a buffer issue and everything will start sounding scratchy. If that occurs, all you need to do is pop into that audio setting and just change your buffer setting, and you can even change it back to where it was and say okay, and things will clear up. It happens once in a while, but it's not a major setback, not a showstopper. So occasionally, when you select the bias FX on your channel, some stupid stuff will happen. So let's see if it happens today. Here goes, it's loading up. There it is. Yep, that's what happens. Alright guys, after a little bit of futzing around, I realized you should plug in the Riff before you start your software. I don't know, go figure. So let's give it a go. This is going to be just a quick little riff. Got some drums here just to kind of show it. This is called Howlett, I'm sorry, this is Captain Mark. It's a presetting in Bias FX. Let's give it a go. Crappy rhythm, and now we're going to do a second guitar, and this one we use Howl at the Moon. Let me disable the first track. Second one. Let's see if we get the craziness when I add another one. Yep. Wow. Yeah. Bias FX starting up can be pretty catastrophic, especially if you have animals. They've left the building at this point. Wow. Alright. We're going to go with Howl at the Moon here. Let's see if it works. Or has it completely track mode? Okay, let's give it a go. Here we go. Guitar, crappy crunch, and then we're going to do a crappy lead on it. There you go. That's recording with the Positive Grid Riff. It's a little weird and a little janky and a little cool at the same time. I'm hoping they'll firmware the explosive diarrhea that happens when you start up Bias FX. because especially if you get the volume up, it can really give you some terrible jump scare anxiety. But, you know, overall, we had a really good time recording with it. I feel like we got some really good tones. It has auto gain, it has some cool things. So it's like that friend you have that's really, you know, cool to have around, but just freaks out every now and then, you know, like punches a hole in the wall. It's kind of what it is. Anyway, take care everybody. Have a good one.